Greetings.
What's up?
What's up? I'm taking it all the way back to like 2001.
Oh,
All right.
they're redoing that.
Really?
Or they're not redoing it. They're making another one.
Huh.
Yeah, with all the same people.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like a shitty remake of a cultural touchstone comedy movie, but like
All right.
all new.
Okay.
I don't know if it's good or not. Haven't seen it.
I can tentatively accept that. Okay. Welcome to, or welcome back to, Morbid Mondays, your unhinged source for what the fuck moments throughout history, where we will take turns giving you a weekly tour through all of the gross, gory, and downright weird moments in history. We're your hosts. I'm Katy.
I'm Brian.
All right. Let's get into it.
Hey, before we get in super hard to it, I have an announcement. Because I always do this whenever somebody subscribes to the YouTube channel. We have Nancy Beck is a new subscriber.
Welcome.
And also, I must apologize because I had a thing that happened with loading the website with new audio last week, and it did not do that. So
Yeah.
I looked at it yesterday as I was loading the stuff back on, and we had zero on one of them. I was like, oh, our channel died. And then I looked at it and was like, nope, just not published. And I was like, okay,
No.
you did that for no reason.
Oops.
Yeah.
Fucking oops.
So today there's like 3 new things on there.
Yay! Smack, smack, smack.
All for you, Nancy Beck. All for you.
Okay. So we've been all over the place with like the pre-show and just our general conversation. Today has been my week has been just like something straight out of like one of those torture fanfics, which is probably why my YouTube algorithm, there was a tie-in to all of it. Look at me being all on task and shit. Which is probably why my YouTube algorithm figured out that I, like, you know, once I was like, I need Kingdom Hearts, I need Final Fantasy VII, I need soft, fluffy, squishy Minecraft things. I am going through it. And then my YouTube algorithm decided, no, you need your comfort history shit. Here's all.
Ooh. That mic just blew out. It's just a straight black line across the recording.
Listen, I had to get the emphasis out. Here's all of Romanov Russia.
Oh shit. Okay.
So because I am millennial, I am rose gold millennial trash. I broke Brian.
Wow.
Come back, Brian.
I've heard of millennial gray, but the rose gold one I understood immediately.
Yeah.
Because of the iPods and the Apple products and everything else. Yeah.
You commented on it the last time you were at my house. You saw my PS4 controller and that bitch is rose gold. Yeah. It matches my fucking earbuds. 90% of my phone accessories. The only reason my fucking mag thing isn't rose gold is because I can't find one.
It's like the only color that they gave us for a little while that wasn't just silver. Or white, and I was like, "That's kind of boring. Like, what's good?"
So yeah, I am rose gold millennial trash, which means that DreamWorks is one of my like cinematically defining memories, and DreamWorks did a movie called Anastasia,
like one of their first ones.
Yeah, and it was so good. The animation was revolutionary. The story that it brought, like to non-history dorks like me, brought the story of a revolution era Russia to people that knew nothing about it. And it gave it the music, peak. The animation, perfect. The characters, flawless. I feel like I'm doing that. The front, the side, the back. I feel like I'm doing that. I don't mean to. A little too much time on social media this weekend. Don't worry, I'll be back to normal soon. So the story of Anastasia is one that I have been aware of since, 1998. When the movie came out and everyone was obsessed with it. And that was when that was actually when I began my sewing journey.
Really?
Yes, because I was so in love with like the Imperial Russia costumes. And not just the hero dress at the end, but like the little like caftan thing that she's wearing in the ballroom as like a very small child. And it's got it's got that high collar with the embellishing. Anyway, I am Anyway.
Costuming bug, first
Yes.
bite, huh?
Yeah, and that was when I was like, I want to make all I want that. I can't find that. I can't buy that. I can't make my parents buy that. I'm going to have to make it. And thus began the journey. So the story of Anastasia is one that I've been aware of for a very, very, very long time. And then briefly in like the early 2000s, there was this, have we found Princess Anastasia? Because there was that one lady in like Massachusetts that was claiming to be Anastasia.
Yeah. Even though she would have had to have been so old.
Which she was.
Yeah.
But mind you, all of this happened in like 1915, 1916, 1917, somewhere around in there.
Yeah, it was
very, very early. So it was plausible.
Right. The last thing we know of her was during the like Bolshevik Revolution.
Correct. Good job. 1918.
In a basement.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Which I have recently learned that there is no possible way that lady ever would have been Anastasia because they found Anastasia's body.
Yeah, yeah.
She died with her family.
They 100% made sure that happened. Like,
yeah. So this has been in my wheelhouse for a while. And if you'll recall, on one of our very, very, very early episodes, it was suggested to us by my partner, actually, that we do an episode on Rasputin.
Oh, nice.
So welcome to the Rasputin episode. Told you all of that to tell you this.
So I am severely interested in this person because he is so all over the place.
He is so historically vilified.
Yeah.
Like even looking at pictures of this dude. Okay, like this is my deep dive, okay? My deep dive began on Saturday when my whole everything turned upside down. So just me in a hospital Googling on my phone, taking like short notes and shit. I was not the one in the hospital. let me just
not that kind of author's curse.
No. It happened within my family. It did not happen to me directly, but I was in fact responsible for the person that it did happen to. Anyway, moving on. So just doing short research, deep diving, trying to find everything that I could because what I know of Rasputin, I recognize is largely urban legend.
Yeah.
Or like because he was vilified by so much of history.
He's a weird character. It's weird. Like the stuff about Rasputin that is bad is not the stuff that people talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the
like fact- a lot of people make fun of how he looks because all of the pictures that we have of him, like all of the images of Rasputin that you have ever seen, he looks very severe, very austere. Like he's got this like 1,000-yard stare staring straight through you.
Yeah.
In these black and white pictures. And he looks very much like what you would expect a villain to look like, especially if you've grown up on the 1998 Anastasia movie where he is where he's
like a ghoul lich. Yeah. Yeah. But the thing is, he just looks like an Orthodox priest.
Yeah.
He's in all black with a long beard and a hat. And
he looks a little greasy and, which was not unusual for the time.
Right.
I mean,
he was born in the middle of nowhere.
Correct.
Yeah.
Siberia.
And he's such an interesting guy to me though, because
in like 1840 something.
His name has the kind of weight to it that
Gregory Rasputin.
Yeah, that like Vlad Dracula has. Yeah. It's like you hear it and you're just like, or his Napoleon or something.
Dude, his name also has like a really unfortunate translation.
Yeah.
Which Rasputin.
One? What does it mean?
So the direct translation to it, I'm going to look it up really quick so I make sure I don't lie to you. The direct translation of his last name is the debauched one.
Oh, crazy.
So
was that his actual name or is that something people gave him?
No.
Jesus.
He was born into the Rasputin name. Like that was his name. First name Gregory, last name Rasputin.
That's wild.
He had siblings, he had a mother, he had a father. I feel like I'm starting Wicked.
Yeah.
Like all of us.
But like
he had a mother, he had a father. I was raised by Kristen Chenoweth.
But like in Siberia during the time of the boyar system, right? So he's like poor.
Yes, he is a peasant.
Yeah.
So I would give you the rundown on like what the fuck's happening in Russia at this time. He was 47 when he died. So he had some time. He didn't have a lot of time to cook.
Not a lot.
But he had some time. But he's a peasant living out in Siberia. He grew up in a town where there was a church and there was a tavern and that was it.
Yeah, your life in Siberia at that time was find enough things to kill to eat, grow enough to eat, and gather wood.
Yeah.
And probably make a lot of interesting cord or wood art. You know what
I
mean? Like
did,
that's-
in fact, write the phonetic of the name of the village that he's from, which is Porskrovia.
Ah.
I struggle with Russian words. Okay. From all accounts, from people that actually knew him, actually met him, his personality, like who he was, matches not at all with any of the actual photographs we have of him. Like, you look at this dude in the photograph and you're like, ooh, chills.
Yeah, he
creepy.
looks like he would talk like Count Dooku. Like,
Apparently, he was very warm, very inviting, very charismatic. He laughed and smiled a lot. The exact opposite of what he looks like in all of those pictures.
right. Yeah.
Like, I'm expecting that man in the pictures to, like, throw holy water at me and, like, pray
yeah.
over me violently.
In that, like, John Brown kind of way
Yeah.
where he just looks severe all the time.
But no, apparently he was a bro.
Yeah. Well, as far as I'm aware, a lot of his stuff in like, it's kind of weird that we vilify Rasputin, but we never really talk about Nicholas.
Yes.
And Nicholas was kind of a moron. Like, he was aggressively gullible.
And I learned that, like, okay, so I know you probably know this, but like Russia at this point in the 19 teens has kind of this like parliament-esque thing called the Duma.
Yeah.
Nicholas fought tooth and nail to not have that. He wanted to keep the what is it, autocracy?
Yeah, he was trying to make himself modern, right? He had a cousin that was he was roughly related to many of the autocrats of Europe, where they have a principality or they have a kingdom.
Yeah,
where they are just the king.
He was the czar, and he wanted to be the czar, the end all be all. Like, he wanted all of the power, and eventually, in 1905, he did get bullied into basically letting the Duma exist.
Because they were under what was called the Boyar system. And all of Russian at that time and before, a lot of the Russian ways of doing things are kind of based on Rome a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, Tsar is Caesar. So, like, it's why it's spelled that way, of C-Z-A-R.
See, I've seen it spelled about 3 different ways in all of the research that I've been doing. And I myself defaulted to the T.
Ah, yeah. Of T-S-A-R or whatever. But
but I think it's mostly the phonetic.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be like Kaiser.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so it's the
I can't hear
Cyrillic.
Kaiser and not think of Fallout.
But it's like a bad thing to be, right? Like, that most of them end up not great. And
Nicholas was a good, I've said this before, Nicholas was a good man. He was a bad king.
Terrible.
Like he was real bad. And made matters worse. And I hate to say this, it made matters worse because he loved his wife.
That actually did not do him any favors.
And Alexandra, poor thing, had like 18 different kinds of anxiety on top of being like the epitome of, I feel so mean saying this, but being the epitome of like useless noblewoman.
Yes.
Like,
no, they were both so damn gullible. Like, any con man that came across them, they were just like, oh, they must be.
And boy, howdy, did they get hit with them.
A lot.
Now, granted, one of them seemed to do a little bit of good for them, and that was oh god, I can't remember his name now.
The guy before Rasputin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot for the life of me remember his name. But he seemed to like be genuine in trying to help them out and right.
I remember this guy because he was like a prophet of sorts.
Yeah.
Except for what he did was he said, like, yes, if you lower the taxes for the farming class, your kingdom will turn out well and people will like it. And it was all just like basic political advice.
Bro.
like
dude,
he just wasn't an idiot.
Yeah. I watched a couple of great big long like historical things on like Romanov Russia. Like, one of them was like 2.5 hours long and it was phenomenal. It was so good. I enjoyed every second of it. But yeah, they went off at length about this guy because he was like super. At this point in history, we're gonna get to Rasputin. I promise. We'll get there. At this point in history, Nicholas and Alexandra have 4 daughters, and they are catastrophically in love with each other, which is saying something because finding a royal love match is like unheard of. Like it's happened like five times in throughout all of history.
Yeah.
All of history.
By all accounts, he didn't even really like cheat and stuff that much.
No.
I mean, like that's crazy for a person of his stature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he was like, he was down bad for his wife, which, I mean, props to you, my guy.
Yeah.
But I also need you to run your country. Oops.
Yeah.
But they had 4 daughters, and they were like hurting for a male heir because at this point in history, like he cannot pass his throne or titles to any of the girls. Never mind that like half of Alexandra's family is English, and Queen Victoria is her like either grandmother or aunt or something. Like she's virtually English.
Yeah, because she's like of some relation to like some of the Prussian kings and stuff.
Well, yeah, when Alexandra got to Russia, she didn't speak Russian. There are beautiful photos of their wedding. Anyway, no. Focus. This dude shows up and he's super interested in like how conception and procreation and like, you know, genetics and shit work. And Alexandra catches pregnant. And he's like, okay, according to all of the tests and all of the numbers, I think it's a boy. And the royal family is super excited. And it just so happens that he's right.
So he's
Yay!
He's going off of like old school, like according to the kind of year and the falling of tea leaves
like,
or whatever.
There's no scientific way that he could have been correct in his guessing. Like, granted, this man had a 50-50 shot.
Yeah. Strangely enough, less for most of humans, actually. But also that he's probably looking at like early anatomical and medical books going like, well,
I think he wrote one.
Yeah, these like the like if they burp a lot, they have
like
hair.
The hygiene and something of.
That's wild. I did not know that.
I cannot.
Whatever that guy's name is.
But he was basically the Wu advisor before they met Rasputin. But he gets booted out because the Duma is like, too much power. We don't like this guy. Make him leave. Nicholas is like, all right, man, it's been fun. I appreciate you. They're making me make you leave. My mom is making me send you home.
Yeah.
Basically. And so he takes off and like weirdly, like right as he's leaving, Alexandra has just had the baby. She is a bundle of anxiety, probably some postpartum depression. This woman had issues and I'm very sorry. But like, she's like freaking out because he's leaving and he's like, don't worry. You will find someone to help you when I'm gone. Ooh, he makes like this weird self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right, because, you're and you're going to find somebody. Yeah, like there's no...
And so he leaves. He scoots off. So let's jump backwards a bit. Not much, because I'm going to paraphrase and I'm going to gloss just to like consolidate time. But Rasputin, his early life, historians, I love that they say this, but historians call it a black hole. Because we don't know a lot about his early life because he grew up in the middle of BFE Russia.
Right.
Which I should have said BFR. Siberia.
Yeah.
And so there's not a whole lot out there. There's not a lot to do. Like there is religion and there is drinking. Huzzah! And there is a speculation that he may have like shown a propensity to have an issue with authority pretty early in life because there's lots and lots and lots of rumors that say that one of the reasons that he began his sort of like meandering religious walkabout was because he was in a little bit of trouble with the law. There's some conflict about that because we have no solid records that say either he stole a horse or, you know, he mouthed off to a noble or he got into any sort of like minor transgression that landed him in trouble. We don't know. But beyond like just rumors. A young Rasputin, a young Gregory, let's call him Gregory. I may even call him Greg at some point. Because like from everything I read about this guy, he wasn't really that bad.
For you to be a con man and not be likable.
Yeah.
Right? Either you're going to be like a crazy mystic, which is always how he's shown, but that's not even like uncommon in his day. Yeah. Right? Like,
well, you also have to remember that
Blavatsky is going to do the same.
This is the early 1900s. What was super popular in the early 1900s?
Like
mysticism and spiritualism.
Yeah, all the talk to the. That's what Helena Blavatsky is going to come through doing the same.
I read about her while I was doing this research, and then I found out that she's in one of the books that sits on my desk that's just full of historical.
Yeah,
and I'm like, so you've been sitting here the whole time. I really should read them like all the way through instead of like, you know, just henpeck through it. But here we are. So our boy Greg, Never really got a formal education, like as a child, like as we would expect, even like us, public school. Yay!
Yeah.
He didn't really get that. In fact, he spent the majority of his life illiterate.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
But I mean, that's
considering, but it wasn't unusual.
That's what a public education would have even got you in that day. It's just like basic arithmetic and reading.
Yeah.
And that's about it,
So, and like it is said, and like I said, his early life is largely considered kind of a black hole of we don't know, beyond rumors and such. But it is said, and like one of these rumors is that he showed a propensity to be very like charismatic and magnetic really early on, up to and including kind of being rumored to have a bit of a second sight.
Okay.
Which kind of tells me that he was just really observant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what was that show with the guy that's just super observant, but he touts himself as a psychic?
Psych.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like where he just has a photographic memory and is like Holmesian.
I'm pretty sure that's what was going on with our boy Gregory. But he does wander a lot as a young man, right? And get this is something that I had no idea. He got married. He had a whole wife and kid. Like he went like 4 villages over, met a girl and was like, this one, I'm keeping her. Russian huzzah.
Yeah.
And
like, then like eventually screwed off somewhere and
kind of. So here's what happens. So he got married and he stays with his wife for 10 years, right? Her name is Praskovia is her name.
Oh.
And they would go on to have 7 children.
Wow.
Yeah. 7 children in 10 years. Now, granted, only 3 of these make it to adulthood, but considering the time and the area, that's not unusual.
That's wow. Holy shit. I got into a conversation with somebody not that long ago about vaccines and my incredible frustration that people are so distrustful of modern medicine. But the birth rate for most of human history is half of your kids die before adulthood.
Yep.
Which is why everybody has so many fucking kids.
There is a kind of an old wives' tale that parents didn't bother to name their children until they were 3 or 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's in Japan. You see a lot of anime names say Maru on the end.
Mm-hmm.
That's like one of those names that's like, let me give my kid a crap name so that like jealous ghosts don't come after them.
Yeah.
It's an old traditional thing, and Maru basically means shit. So it's like you have it on the back of a bunch of names of like, don't give them a good name, the ghost will come after them.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know why disease worked in fucking 700 AD. They just knew that their kids died a lot. And, like, it's so common. But, like, 7 kids. I didn't know he had 1 kid.
Yeah. And get this. One of his children, Maria, the daughter, will go on, like, after all of this is over, she will go on to move to LA here in the US and become a lion tamer.
That's fucking wild.
Isn't that awesome?
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's so awesome. And, like, we'll come back to Maria in a minute because, like, Maria had some stuff to say. But yeah, somewhere in there gets bit with the religious, like specifically the religious bug, right? And he goes on this series of pilgrimages to like find religion. And his wife is like, okay, I love you. Have fun.
I'll be here starving in Siberia.
Well, that's the thing. He supports his wife and children his entire life. He never abandoned them, ever.
Super uncommon for guys.
Super uncommon for like Jesus-y dudes.
Yeah, and the wandering priests often become wandering because they get tired of their lives.
Yeah, and he supported his wife and children his entire life. Like he brought his family to St. Petersburg at some point because he was like, "You're my wife, you're my children. Come here, I need you." Yeah, I know, right? You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
Kind of dope, but all right, cool.
I know, but some of the rumors that you've heard about Rasputin are true.
Yeah. Oh, I know that he liked to screw a lot.
Yeah.
That was a big thing with him.
He did in fact get around. He was a bit of a hoe.
Yeah.
And like when somebody, dude, this is so badass. When somebody confronted his wife with it, like brought his affairs to her attention, there's enough of him to go around. Whoa. Ma'am.
Whoa.
Confident queen.
Yeah. And as long as he swings by from time to time, that's crazy. But, sometimes you run into that in history as people who are just way more, like,
Yeah.
open to things than, you know what I mean? Like
I
BDSM starts in like 1906 or something. Like people just sometimes they're not always super stuffy.
there was a there was a French noble pair that were super chill like that. He got around and she was like super chill with like his main mistress.
Yeah.
Like they were besties and like would gang up on him occasionally when he was being a dick.
Oof. This got to be one of the Louis. Has to be.
Probably. I don't know.
Like Madame de Pompadour and
Madame de Pompadour,
yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Madame de Pompadour was, in fact, real chill with the queen.
Yeah.
Correct your husband. Correct your lover.
Yeah.
This is not my problem. I want to be in that salon.
Dimly lit, all like fucking piss-smelling orange trees everywhere.
Shh.
Like,
Let me live in my Hollywood fantasy.
yeah.
Anyway, we're talking about Rasputin.
Yep.
We're talking about the early days of Rasputin. So he finds this monastery. And like something, oh God, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Something about this monastery rings his bell.
Yeah.
He's
12 times at noon.
he's so like he finds what he's looking for here. And there's rumors that he spoke to like one of the elders within the monastery, but that like it also could have been like a wandering homeless dude who just happened to be kind of like enlightened. I don't know. He found something that he was like, yes, with here.
Duh, I am Buddha.
Maybe. It's a fucking 6'6", gangly ass, piercing blue eyes, beard down to his navel. No, his beard. Did his beard ever get that long? I don't know.
It got real long.
It got real long. He got real greasy there for a minute.
So he's having his like moment that many people have, which is that they talk to like many hyper religious like people who will influence history kind of have this moment where they meet someone on a road that's just kind of got it figured out. You know, like they say some really enlightening shit to him and it blows his mind.
Yeah, basically that's what happened. And he comes home from like this time at the monastery. He comes home back to his family because that is his pattern. He goes back to his family. Like he goes back to his wife and his kids. There's photographs of him with his kids and like, you know, the kids are all smiling and they look happy to see him. So and he's still very grim face austere in these pictures. Bro, crack a smile. Please.
Maybe he just thought taking a photograph was like a serious thing to do.
I think that's what it was because in every single picture he's in, it's the same face or it's a candid shot. And because I've seen a few of the candid shots of him where he like didn't know his picture was being taken, but his face is almost like there's a 3/4 to profile shot of him that's kind of in high contrast, but he's looking down at something and he looks so peaceful.
Yeah. That's probably a bit of it because like you see that in Western expansion photos, you know, like Civil War photos and all that around that time period, like the 1850s, is that or really anywhere in the mid 1800s of people like presenting their arms, like so they're holding their pistol and they've got a rifle next to them and they're not smiling. They're very serious because they got to stay still for a long time.
Yes, I was just about to say photographs also used to take much longer than the click flash that we're used to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he looks very austere and serious in every single picture that he's in, with the exception of like 2. And even then, he's not really smiling. He's just like I'll show you at the end of the show. Because I was like, that's a really artsy shot. Is this real?
I have a suspicion as well about photographs of this time, and then I promise I'll stop talking. No, I have a suspicion, which is that the reliefs that people knew of on a common basis that you as a commoner could see, because they're not going to be paintings, right? Yeah. Paintings are for people's homes, wealthy people. But they're stained glass and they're statues. And in stained glass and statues, people are very serious looking, right? Like you have generals or kings that are puffing their chest out.
Or religious figures, yeah.
Right. And everybody kind of looks stoic all the time.
Yeah.
Unless it's like Mary, in which case she looks loving and all that stuff.
She looks very soft.
But everyone else is either suffering because it's religion, right? So it's like Jesus on a cross or something like that. Or they're impassioned looking. So their eyes are very serious and their face is very like stony and And I've always wondered how much when photography first came around and was available to the common person, because it's so much cheaper, how many people went, well, you got to look like this.
Yeah.
Right? They're taking a portrait.
Like it would have been like photograph etiquette.
Yeah. That would have been their understanding of what a person should look like on film.
And then there's that one lady from like the end of the Victorian era who's got the 2 teacups on her cleavage.
Yeah.
Grinning at the camera.
And I bet that's kind of what it is
Fuck your austerity. I have giant tits.
Or the cat photos where they're in like a tux and shit. Mm-hmm. But I bet when it becomes so widely available that anyone can have it done cheaply, that's when you get the silly photograph.
Yeah.
You know?
I fucking love some of those candid photographs that are the oops photographs. Like there's the serious one and then they'll show you the one that they accidentally got in the middle of it. Yeah. And it's like the married couple and they're very serious and very, posh.
Yeah.
And then like the second slide over is them like laughing and grinning with each other. That's the picture I want to see.
You're right.
I want to see real people in history.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Gregory Rasputin having like spilling tea and like freaking out about it. Yeah.
Well, we have some of his letters and like he got super, super close to the Romanov, the imperial family. Like they called him our friend. Like that was his nickname within, I don't know, whatever that social circle would have been called.
Yeah.
But like when Nicholas or Alexandra or even any of the kids, they always called him our friend. And like the kids would write him letters and he would write them back. And like we have some of the letters like to the kids and to Alexandra and to Nicholas. And he's very warm. Like he's like uncle-ish to like all of the letters from the kids. Like one of the princesses wrote him and was like complaining that somebody was being mean to her. And he writes back, "It'll be okay."
Yeah.
Like
because he's kind of also like not only like their healer, right, but also they're kind of like spiritual advisor.
Yes, that is exactly like that's how he gets introduced to them, is kind of like what did I call it? But he basically kind of becomes like a spiritual therapist.
Okay.
Like to put it in modern terms, like he calms people's like anxiety about spirituality and religion and all of that. Like he's never actually like a full on like priest.
Right, but he's like Father Brown. Like you call him, and
he's got church backing. Like there are bishops and shit that are like, yeah, Gregory Rasputin, good guy, we like him. If ever he wants to take the cloth, let's go. And Rasputin's like, but I like fucking.
Do Orthodox? Well, I guess they don't get around like he did. Even if they marry, they don't get around. Like
I honestly don't know. I don't know enough about the religion, and I tried very hard. Like I was trying to streamline all of this so much because this is like a 10 to 11 year period.
Yeah. Of
like the rise of Rasputin, and then like his untimely assassination. And it's like 11 years, and most of that he's chilling with the royal family. Like he's playing games with the kids. Like he's telling Alexandra, please calm down.
So please
take a breath.
He's got 7 kids. He meets this old guy. That's before I started talking and derailing you. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. We do this to each other all the time.
Yeah, he meets Jesus on the road to Damascus.
Yeah, he meets this elder in the monastery who apparently tells him exactly what he needs to hear. And like he's like, I am a changed man. And he comes home, and like here's the thing. He comes home and he's like filled with this new religious fervor. Like he sings more, he prays harder, like he's godlier.
Yeah.
There's a hyphen in there.
He's over 9,000.
And he gives up alcohol. He stops eating meat.
Oh wow. So he's all in. Like yeah.
And he decides that he needs to learn more about this like weird personal gospel that he is becoming. And so he talks to his wife. He's like, I need to go learn more. And she's like, go on, shoo. Go have fun, baby. Pat, shoo. I imagine. Because it seems very much like he and his wife had a very good relationship.
Yeah.
I could be entirely wrong. I could have read all of the wrong things and listened and watched the wrong historical things. But from everything that I gleaned from this, he and his wife were chill.
At the very least, she knew she wasn't going to cage this guy at all.
Yeah. And it wasn't particularly unusual for like monkish dudes to go on like these religious rambles until he comes into contact swear I can talk. I can. I promise.
We both had a long week, and we're
Yeah.
talking about a guy with like.
Well, we know how the story ends.
Yeah, we're talking about a crazy healer with a 12-inch.
13.
Yeah, it's,
We'll get to that at the end. But it makes sense why his wife said that.
yeah.
He comes into contact with this sect, this interesting Russian Orthodox sect called the Klisti. Seems to be built on the extremes of like the physical extremes.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm getting squidgy about this. Like I write fan fiction.
Yeah.
I have no shame.
Extremes what though? Like
We're talking about self-flagellation, and then like religious ecstasy to the point of orgy.
Okay.
And like they are a lot. And there is a persisting rumor that he was one of them, but there's nothing confirmed. Like there's no real evidence of it beyond that he came into contact with them. And then what would become his own sort of religious creed after this. His thing later would become like you have to sin so that you can experience redemption, so you can repent.
Okay.
And his thing was holy passionlessness. Sorry, I had to pause and look it up there for a second.
That's a weird combination of suffixes.
Well, he thought like what would become his like thing that became like this weird pseudo not cult. Like it was culty, but it was not a cult. Like it was never officially like he never had.
He wasn't interested in leading a
religion, but he did have followers. He did have groupies. And it was he thought, he came to the conclusion that you are never closer to God except for when you are like exhausted of all of your passions, which sounds legit until you realize, oh, you have to, you must bang until you are all banged out.
Yeah, I was just like the only way to really like I get where he's going with that.
He's looking for that post-orgasmic like clarity moment.
Yeah.
That's what I gleaned from that.
When I first heard it,
I'm not entirely wrong.
Yeah, when I first heard it, I was thinking like in the lines of say like Buddhism, where like you lose your want, like Zen Buddhism. Like the goal is to kind of like lose your.
Well, that is his goal, but he's talking about like that moment after you have lost the goal because you are fucked out.
Yeah, in other traditions, it's just like you lose the impulse to seek those things.
Yeah.
And then you become like truly at peace because you're never like, you don't have the constant urge of want. But
well,
he wants to sin
that.
And then lose those urges.
So that would become his thing.
The ecstasy of St. Agnes, but like multiplied every day.
Basically, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Well, all right.
Sin.
So he wants to like bang, feel post-bang bliss, and then also instead of feeling guilty, he wants to feel like rapturous.
Yeah.
In the redemption.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that was his thing. And he got quite the following for it. And hilariously, most of his followers, chicks.
No, I kind of get that.
Yeah.
Because men are not taught to feel guilty as much as women are in religion. So like.
Yes. So by 1905, because remember, he was a young man in 1887. He was a young man just getting married.
I just had a weird thought.
Huh?
Rasputin is Jared Leto.
The eyes fit.
Yeah. You just got to let yourself go, man. I'm going to look up his cult one day and do a whole episode on that because I have no idea what Jared Leto's cult's about.
I'm going off like physical. So by 1905, he is making this splash. Because he's super charismatic and his religious, I don't know what to call that, creed, I guess?
Yeah, he's got a different theology that he's working with.
Thank you, theology, that's the word I'm looking for. Is kind of appealing, to be honest. Like,
in its day, you can say, well, I mean, the sexual revolution in like the 60s and 70s had similar things around like Tantra coming into the Western consciousness for the first time.
Well, I mean,
a lot of sex cults in the 60s. A lot of sex cults in the 20s here in America.
This is 1905.
Yeah, we're actually coming up on the birth of like the Telema type stuff.
Really?
Blavatsky has a little bit of this going on, and a lot of people do. Crowley had a lot of sex magic.
Well.
So like we're coming into the time period of post-Victorian. We're not so austere.
Yeah. Sex ain't so bad.
Yeah.
So he's getting super popular. He's got a following. He has a not cult. Socially, he's for a peasant, he's climbing into. Oh, by the way, that monastery that he spent time in and like came out changed. We're pretty sure that's where he learned to read and write.
That's what they do.
So,
point one for Catholics, I could say that over most of the Western world.
Yeah,
reading and writing, basically, like a lot of the whole fall of Rome period, like all the way up into the Holy Roman Empire. If it was written down, it's because of them.
Came from a church. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's it.
So he's super popular. He's climbing social circles. He's still meandering. He's going walkabout. And I don't know how he's paying for stuff, but he's sending financial aid home to his wife and kids. Like he is taking care of his family while he's out doing that. Now, granted, his family is also taking care of his family. Like, there is a family unit.
Yeah.
That is there. But like he's
probably pulling alms in or
why is this dude so vilified?
Well,
we're coming up on it, I know. But like at this point in his life, he is less super scary, creepy mad monk and a little more frat bro.
Yeah.
I said it.
Yeah. He's kind of like the every
he liked to drink and he liked to fuck.
Every like if you're like me and you're kind of a leftist, you've all met that one like male feminist guy that's like kind of just there to talk to women, but he's saying all the right things.
Yeah.
Except for it feels like he is believing the thing.
And I was gonna say, and he believes them.
Yeah.
He's also there to like free dick.
Yeah.
Would you like some of this free dick?
He's just saying that like, that you're get dick and then also, but then throw yourself into, I assume with his personality anyways, throw yourself into praying and seeking redemption with the same amount of fervor.
Yes, you are exactly correct. I love that I don't have to explain this to you.
There's different religions that kind of do this around like Shintoism and certain sects of Buddhism and definitely in Hinduism.
Yeah.
Where people get into these praying like fits.
Yeah.
And they're just like, the point is to kind of suffer while praying, but also feel ecstasy in doing it. And it's wild to watch.
Oh, yeah. So basically, yes, you are on the correct track with this. And so he's literally so popular, so well-liked, so chill at this point that he has several bishops and various priests that are all like, oh, yeah, we know him. We like him. He can come to the barbecue. Or whatever the church equivalent is to that.
Yeah.
So
he can come to the cloister. No, keep him away from the cloister.
Yeah. He's invited apparently. Like he's so chill that like these powerful religious figures are like, "Oh yeah, we know him. We like him. You can trust him. He's good."
So
thumbs up.
Yeah,
seal of approval.
Then I assume he makes his way to St. Petersburg or something.
Correct. Homie was so popular and gained influence so fast that he eventually landed himself in the same social circles and salons as the Black Princesses. Now, for those that don't know...
I don't know.
Yeah. Though that was Princess Melista and... Militisia. and another Princess Anastasia, an older one, who were married to cousins of the Tsar.
Why were they called the Black Princesses?
I don't remember.
Because I know...
Of Montenegro.
Oh, okay. Which is the Black Mountain.
Yeah.
So they are the Black... Okay. Yeah.
I just had to read a little further into my notes.
Yeah, there we go. So they're known for their place of station.
Yes, and it is through them that he links up with the royal family. He's kind of working and operating as sort of like a spiritual therapist for these nobles who are all very, very bored because...
Yeah, because they're the wealthiest people on Earth and have nothing else to do.
Exactly, and they're bored, and like these are the same people that are going to make spiritualism and mysticism super popular. Like these people are hosting seances and shit for fun. Yeah, because fuck else are they going to do?
Because Nicholas is so wealthy and his family is so wealthy that he gives people as gifts for parties that they attend diamond encrusted Fabergé eggs.
Yeah, yeah.
He's that kind of rich, and everyone around them is like starving
and like so incredibly out of touch.
Yeah,
like that that is largely like what fucked over the imperial family there, is that they were so far removed from their people that they could not relate, could not understand, didn't, like, nothing about regular life made sense to them.
The Russians were so out of touch, they sent one of their navies halfway across the world to go fight the Japanese. And then got ambushed.
And they got wrecked.
They got wrecked because they were like, well, surely we can just overpower. And like, they had no clue that the rest of the world was already massively militarizing.
Yeah. It was a mess. Hilariously, once Rasputin gets in with the royal family, he will beg Nicholas. Beg. Multiple letters, multiple meetings. Do not get involved with this. Do not step into this fight.
World War I really fucked them up. Like, it just bled.
And they pulled out early, too.
Yeah.
Would you like to know why? Would you like to know more? Nicholas himself decided to take personal command of the army. Like, he was on the front lines, which, first of all, no, sir. You're the monarch. Get the fuck off the front line.
And you are not in, like, with all your fake medals.
Not qualified.
You are not qualified for this. It should have been, like, a boyar leader from that area.
Dude, it was
who had been fighting
like,
for forever.
I give him props for trying to lead from the front. Yeah. I get that. My hat's off to you for trying, sir. However, you have no knowledge. You are not qualified. You are not listening to the people that are qualified. Stop it. And then you left your poor, I hate to say this, hysterical wife at home in charge of the government.
Yeah, and another terrible idea.
And the only person that, like, can make her listen to reason is a peasant monk. It is a confirmed fact that he would go into the nursery where the children were, like the princesses and the young prince, and he would read them stories, and they would beg for him to come and, like, talk to them and play with them, and like they wanted him there.
Yeah,
because he had a very soothing presence.
Dude.
And this apparently horrified so many people that this grown-ass monk man was in there with the kids. Like,
yeah,
there's
because you always think the worst case scenario of what other men of your time period would be like.
The children, the princesses in particular, were lockets with Gregory's portrait in them, like, right up until they themselves were killed. Like, he was treated like family. We all know, but it was a huge political secret. That the prince, the heir apparent, his only male heir, Alexei, had hemophilia.
It was coming from this, like, semi-Habsburg line of his wife.
And that hemophilia is how Rasputin got to meet the royal family. It was freaking out because her son had taken very, very, very ill. And medicine in 1906 is more modern, better, not fantastic, and they're doing the best they can to treat this kid. For those that don't know, hemophilia is basically your body has a hard time clotting. If you take a bump or you get cut, most often you'll see it depicted as, you get a cut and it just doesn't stop bleeding. That also means that you are a little more delicate internally as well. Being jostled about on a horse can suddenly sprout an internal bleed that has you forming a gigantic bruise on your side and bleeding out internally. It is during one of these episodes that Alexandra hears about this pseudo holy man that seems to have a knack for spiritual healing. Now, Rasputin himself never claimed to be a spiritual healer. However, he did have a weird kind of, like, soothing effect on people, and it is attributed to hypnotism, but right. I'm not necessarily sure that he hypnotized people intentionally. A little less that and a little more horse whisperer, I guess.
Yeah.
I really hate to say that, but that's the vibe. So Alexandra summons him, partially explains the situation. This is my son. He's dying. He has this super secret thing that nobody is supposed to know about because, we're supposed to be the royal family. We're supposed to be strong. We are, the lifeblood of Russia, blah, 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 blah. And it's a little convoluted as to how it happens. But Rasputin manages to calm Alexandra down and set her off to the side. And then he boots all of the fucking doctors out and makes them stop giving him his medications. And there's a little bit of a story around, like, he throws a fit and throws all of Alexei's medications into the fire and makes them burn. And then, like, a few days later, Alexei is fine. Prays over him and, like, the kid's going to be okay. It's okay. Calm down. However you address a Tsarina.
Yeah. I wonder, too, like, because I've heard of this part where...
I can tell you.
Yeah?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready, or would you like to hypothesize?
Let me give one guess.
Please.
Because thankfully I've read a lot of stuff about medicine in this time period,
Mhm.
and I wonder how many of the drugs they were giving him just make bleeding worse.
Contained aspirin?
Yeah.
Because you're correct.
That's right. Just
They were
makes you
giving
bleed more.
Alexei a lot of medications that had aspirin in it for pain because they knew it was an analgesic.
Yeah.
However, they didn't, at that time, know that it was also a blood thinner.
Right. But it was better than opium, I guess.
Anything's better than opium.
Yikes.
So all of these doctors trying their absolute best to help and save this prince. Like most of the doctors to royal peoples in history were just making it worse.
See the death of George Washington.
Zombie George Washington. I loved that episode. That was such a fun episode.
It was good.
So he throws out all of Alexei's medication, kicks all the doctors out, prays over this poor kid, warms him back up. Like, you know, he's doing basically what he would do for his own kids, like out in the country.
Right. Yeah. Fresh air.
Yeah.
Silence. Sleep.
Yeah. And Alexei, miraculously, the next day, good as new. Like,
all he had to do was kick the fools out of the room.
All he had to do was make them stop giving him aspirin.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So did he do it because he like knew something about this?
No.
Or he's like, only God can heal? And
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I am assuming that he was very astute, very observant. Like I told you that my theory about like he was kind of like the dude in Psych.
Yeah.
Where like he just like could read people real fast.
He's a good cold caller.
Yeah,
like,
thank you.
A cold reader, rather.
That's what I'm getting out of it because he seems very charismatic. He seems very warm. People love him. Like the only real strike against him is kind of his vices.
Yeah.
That he uses to find his religious peace.
Yeah, he's
it's a very diplomatic
other people
way
are going to find his religious peace. That's all I'm saying.
So I don't necessarily think that he knew that like the medicines were hurting Alexei. Like I don't think he knew that like the aspirin is what's causing all of the fucking bleeding.
Yeah.
Throw it away. I think he saw a whole bunch of doctors having absolutely no luck saving this prince and yeeted them out and was like, all right, country medicine, let's go.
Yeah. Probably was more than familiar about like the success rate of doctors in that time period.
And not to mention this man is also a father of 7.
Right. Yeah.
So he's probably like defaulting into dad mode out in the country. I'm making some wild assumptions here. But you know, that is where my notes led me.
Yeah.
So
either way, he's like something's up. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You're doing more harm than good.
Yeah. And like he probably he may have believed what he was doing was going to help, but he prayed over Alexei. He prayed with Alexandra. He prayed, open windows, warm the kid up, like, you know, fresh air, sunlight. Looks to the common eye, it looks very much like this man has walked in, said a prayer, healed the prince, and been like, all right, here you go. He's okay. Deuces. See you later. And leaves. He is ambitious. Like, obviously, see his climb through the social circles. But I don't necessarily think that he seemed to, like, have his sights set on the royal family. Like, I think he was there because he was asked to come. I think he was as charming as he always is. I think he treated them like real people.
Yeah.
From what I read.
Yeah.
Please do not take my opinion as fact.
Either way, like he's in the good graces. He's gone through this thing where people assume that something he has done has healed the prince.
Yeah.
And then, like, where do we go from there?
He kind of fucks off for another, like, year or two before he gets summoned back to the palace. The second time that he gets there, like, when he's summoned back, is really when he, like, becomes our friend to the royal family. Basically, they're like, you saved my son. You calmed my wife down, speaking as Nicholas.
Yeah.
Which is fucking impossible. So, and at this point, he becomes, like, kind of not necessarily the spiritual heart of the family, but he definitely becomes like the family therapist or the counselor. That's a better word for it. He kind of becomes the family counselor.
Okay.
And like he's able to calm Alexandra down when no one else can. And Nicholas is on record as saying better to have 10 Rasputins than one of Alexandra's fits.
Yikes.
That seems to be how bad it was.
Yeah, I hope he's writing in hyperbole, but like anxiety, I cannot imagine gets better with all the power in the world.
All the power in the world. You have
Yeah.
5 children, one of whom, the one that you have been waiting for because you needed to produce a male heir. And that child is...
Yeah. In your understanding, there's a very real possibility that if you don't produce an heir, the Duma or the king himself is
Will
going to
dismiss you.
force a divorce. Yeah, and
Well, luckily for Alexandra, it is a very documented thing that, like, Alexandra and Nicholas were... I'm the last person to, like, poo-poo at a love story.
it's just that, like,
It is an unfortunate, like, they were not really educated or fit to rule a country this size with this many problems.
yeah,
And especially considering that they're about to like square up against Lenin.
yeah. Well, they start because they start from the inside.
Yeah.
That's kind of how they get in. Is that while all the madness is happening around Russia, a group of pretty well educated, but Lenin, like all those guys, most of them were fairly wealthy.
Yeah.
There's kind of this dumb mythos that they were all like
Scrappy and
hardworking
poor dudes.
proletariat. No, they like Stalin changed his name because he wanted it to sound more like rugged, right? Like a lot of these guys were pretty wealthy and very educated, and they just kind of swooped in the palace when everybody, you know what I mean? Like their movement happened at right when it had to happen.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like any standing army being in Moscow at that time or St. Petersburg at that time, and they were going to get crushed. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. And I'll give you a little piece of information to that helped this movement at the end, which I'm sure you'll actually infer it once we get there because we're coming up on it. We've only got 1, 2, 3 more pages of my 9 pages of notes. Told you I'm trying to streamline this shit. I wrote down so much. Anyway, so Rasputin gets in good with the royal family. Like, he becomes kind of their, like, whole family confidant. They call him our friend. His sudden apparent, like, climb into the imperial bed, as it were, gains him absolutely no fans within the nobility. Like, for some reason, the fact that this man is a peasant ruffles all of these people's feathers.
Yeah.
All the wrong way. Like, never mind that a year ago, all of them were like, oh, come hang out with us in our salon.
Right.
We're going to have a seance.
But you've broken the unsaid, well, not even unsaid, but a very explicit rule.
Yeah.
You are not one of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now he is being treated as higher than them. Like, Nicholas listens to him. Nicholas famously does not listen to anyone in the Duma.
Yeah.
Which is Russian parliament, again. Alexandra listens to him. Alexandra doesn't listen to anyone.
Yeah.
The children love him. The heir to the throne loves him.
Yeah, he's a man in the making. Like,
yeah.
He's a chief advisor in the making.
And like I said, I'm pretty sure that he had ambition. He wanted to go places. I don't think that he wanted to be here.
Yeah.
I don't think this was his target zone. This is kind of just, oh, okay. That's where I landed.
I think he was, from what you told me anyways, it would make more sense for him to, make his way to St. Petersburg and be somebody.
Yeah, that's where
that's
where he was going with St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
Like, that's where he was. And then summons from the royal family. What are you going to do? Say no?
Right.
No? So he basically, like, he's very popular within, like, the immediate royal circle and not with anybody else anymore because he has overstepped his social bounds, essentially.
Mm.
And thus begins, like, this weird sort of smear campaign throughout the media for Rasputin. Everybody thinks Rasputin is in charge. Everybody thinks that all of the bad things that are happening are Rasputin's fault. And there's this also the weird prevalent thing of everybody thinks Rasputin is sleeping with Alexandra, even though there's zero evidence of it.
But also, like, powerful women in Russian history get a lot of slander outside of church women.
Yeah.
Church women,
look
very
at Catherine
famous.
the Great.
Yeah. Oh, she fucks a horse. No, she doesn't. Yeah, like.
No, she didn't. She wouldn't have survived that.
Who all the rest of the non-nobility called the Great for a reason.
Yeah.
Right? Like that.
All of the slander came from the nobility.
Yeah.
Which is once again probably what's happening here.
Yeah.
Because there are newspaper like cartoons and shit of like Rasputin in bed with Alexandra, Rasputin in bed with Nicholas, Rasputin like holding puppeteer strings over Alexandra and Nicholas.
This is the Duma trying to
discredit
him, the family, and get somebody else in there. Yeah,
yeah. They are weirdly convinced that all of the bad is happening because this peasant has the ear of the king.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the evidence that we have, like from Nicholas's journals, which, by the way, our boy, our czar, was an ardent journaler. They have stacks and stacks and stacks of diaries from this man.
Yeah, I've heard that we have like a ton of like wire transfers too, where he would like send telegrams to his wife and back and forth.
Yeah, that's part of how we know that Nicholas and Alexandra were like actually a couple. Beyond just like, oh, we're married. Oh, we have children. Oh, we rule this country. Nah. That's a love story.
Yeah.
I'm very, like, partial to that, but also, Jesus fucking Christ. Guys.
Yeah.
Go be in love in a corner. Give all of the power to them. It's fine. Just be figureheads.
Right.
Instead of driving Russia into the ground.
That's the Boyer system, though.
Yeah.
Is that.
And like I said at the very beginning of it, Nicholas fought tooth and nail against the Duma.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, no, this is my God-given power. I am the czar. Tried to say king. Yeah. Same thing, basically.
But, like, with the worst kind of parliament. Because they're not elected. They're, like I said, they're like barons.
Yeah.
They're nobility in the sense that they own tons of shit. And they're very powerful. And also, when something goes wrong, they have you to blame.
Yeah.
When, in fact, most of the country is actually regulated and run by the boyars.
Yeah.
Right? So they just get somebody to point at. It's a weird... and they're also kind of like the pseudo-religious head.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the Tsar is kind of in charge of the Russian Orthodox... like, running certain festivals and such.
Yeah.
There's so much
like,
to
there's so many videos of them in, like, procession for stuff.
And they cause riots all the time. Like, they would try to feed people. Like, there's this instance around Nicholas where, like, he throws this big party to celebrate something, and there's a bunch of free food for the peasants. There's a riot that breaks out.
Because people are starving.
Yeah, and then they do this marching procession, and then people get sandwiched between each other, and, like, 1,000 people die.
Yeah, crowd crush.
Yeah, and it's so bizarre. It's just a comedy of errors. Like, without the Boyer system, had he just been a king,
yeah,
5 Germans, like just send a wire, get like an Indian, a Chinese person, a British person, a German person, and just be like, how do I run a government?
Yeah.
But in his day, mostly like 5 Germans. He would have his military. He would have gotten advisors from Austria or Prussia or wherever. And
it's infuriating that he was essentially brainwashed into thinking this way.
Yeah. Now, he was built to be this way.
He was correct, and like, you had such potential. You were a good person.
Yeah, like, I mean, one of his near ancestors, right, Peter,
is
kind of a goofball as well, and like, but they had, between him and Catherine, the greatest ideas ever, which is to bring a World's Fair of sort, like going to World's Fairs, bringing them there, and seeking things that would make Russia better. Like, one of the things that they do is they import the potato.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a
what is Russia famous for now?
Fucking change. Everything got better. It's like it grows in cold climates. It grows through tough snow. You can make vodka from it.
Vodka.
You can, everything gets better over a couple of things. Like, one of the things that he did is he tried to connect the rest of Russia from like Kamchatka all the way to like St. Petersburg.
Good job saying that, because I can't.
He tried to make a road, and they were trying to make. That's why all these little towns in Siberia even exist.
Yeah,
they were trying to make a trade route to Alaska, where a lot of their fur and other trade and timber trade is all throughout Siberia. So they're like, if we can connect a big road, we can sell these things without having to go halfway around fucking Europe to do it. It'll be faster. Great idea. Phenomenal idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but that takes other people.
Yep.
You start bringing in advisors and stuff to build out these systems. And poor Nicholas just...
reading the fact that he fought the Duma so hard, like, really made me step back and look at him and go, you're not very bright, are you?
He was a good guy that just wasn't very smart.
Yeah.
And also was so disconnected that he would spend $1 million in currency for a gift while his country was starving.
Literally starving.
Yeah, like, there's the reason why, like, when the October Revolution happens and things get super violent, why a lot of Russians didn't have a lot of sympathy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because it was just like,
oh. Well, and there was, because there was, at that point, there was a huge disconnect between classes.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't,
you were either a stick farmer in Siberia.
Yeah.
Or one of the wealthiest people on planet Earth.
Yeah. Rolling in silk just because you can.
Yeah.
And I wish I was exaggerating when I said that. I'm not. So from 1907 to 1916, which is when the deed is done, Rasputin spends this time as, like, the royal bestie, and he helps out at the palace. Like, he lends a voice to the common folk, which point in his favor.
Yeah. Definitely needed.
That he tried, because he did try very hard. Like, when Nicholas would come to him and ask things, he had the opinion, the point of view of the common person. And he did try to make things better for the general populace of Russia. However, our boy Greg was living a bit of a double life. Like, in the palace, being very helpful as he could be, giving advice for, in favor of the common people, and, seeming to be a very, like, pious homie. And then he would leave the palace and he would just go be a frat bro hoe.
Power to him.
And, like, I can't even be mad, because apparently his wife knew and was chill with it. Or I guess as chill as a wife could be.
Yeah. I mean, maybe she had people. We don't know.
Yeah, we really don't.
Yeah, everybody was getting, you spent a lot of time in pre-revolutionary France. What are the peasants looking like around there? Yeah. People are getting around, man. Lot of sex in Victorian England, just not with the nobility.
I want to read you guys my notes again, because, like, I occasionally crack myself up with the notes I leave myself with. Frat bro that was DTF at all times. His fucking telegrams just look like, you up?
Yeah. Telegrams.
I'm sorry. That was uncalled for.
We're about to experience some religious bliss.
You down to pray?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Let's open up the good book and then open up something else.
Open up this. Anyway.
Like the Bible says, Katy, sow a seed.
Oh my gosh. So
I hope we get at least one, like, response to this. Like, this is not in good taste.
I know.
We're aware.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to give you the background on all of this before we get into the super unsavory stuff, which I just now realized we did no trigger warnings on any of this.
Oh, but thankfully, this story is pretty well
known.
People know, yeah.
I hope. And I'm not going to go into, like, gross detail at the end where the trigger warnings should be. So we should be okay.
Yeah.
Just have some fun with us, please. And, like, we're trying to make light of a pretty heavy subject here, because Russia in the early 1900s was a hotbed of
yeah, a lot of suffering, a lot of suffering.
So we're just trying to, lighten the mood a little bit. Because if I read this to you the way that I would read the news today,
yeah.
All right. Frat bro that was down to fuck. So there's sort of, like I said, there's this convergence of opinions around him. Like, he's very, very, very unpopular because he is a peasant in noble circles that seems to have a lot of say-so with, the czar, which I'm sure the people of the Duma were very upset about because they couldn't make Nicholas listen to them. But meanwhile, this mad monk going around boffing people.
But the commoners see him as like one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, he's just one of theirs.
And
right?
and there's also like a known thing that he brings stuff to people that need it.
Yeah.
Like he's doing good works.
Yeah, because the throwouts of like the Imperial Palace.
Yeah.
He can just hand. I mean, it would be like someone if Revolutionary France, if someone was in Versailles, the stuff that would go in the trash would feed.
Yeah.
Hundreds and hundreds of people. I mean, like.
And he's in this entire time, like he's not at the palace 100% of the time. Like he's not chilling with Nicholas like in the bath or anything.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure there's probably one of those smear comics somewhere that has that. But he's traveling around. He's continuing on his religious migrations. He's going back home to his wife and kids before he moves them to St. Petersburg. Like he's moving, shaking, going around. And he gets another of those emergency telegraphs from, I said telegram earlier, didn't I? I meant telegraph. Message. He gets a message. Not a text, but like, a paper thingy from Alexandra that Alexei has fallen ill again. It's happened again. Alexei is bleeding internally. He's on death's door. Nothing is okay. I'm freaking out. The kids are freaking out. Okay, so here's the thing. You have to understand how mail worked back then, because we live in a digital age.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Where, like,
they live in the age of go station to station and get a fresh horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's.
Meanwhile, right now, I could text my uncle who's in Chicago and be like, what are you having for dinner? Yeah. By the time that Gregory Rasputin gets this message from Alexandra, the danger is over. Like, by the time that he gets it and replies, and Alexandra gets the reply, Alexei is fine. It is implied by this message that he has prayed for the boy and, like,
Oh, that he's healed him even from there.
Yeah. And, like,
this
that's
is like almost
of,
like Jesus. And, yeah, if you just tell me he's healed, I'll believe it. Like that's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit like what it is implied as. But the reality of the fact is, by the time that Rasputin even got that message, Alexei was out of danger. But to Alexandra, to the imperial family, it looks like Rasputin has done it again.
Yeah.
Saved the boy.
Because he's had a big bruise. He's bled a little bit, and then he probably had a fever.
Because he's a kid.
Because he's a little kid. Yeah, and he's bleeding. So maybe even a minor infection, but like kid healing.
And once again, Rasputin's advice for all of this is make the doctors leave him alone.
Right.
Do not let the doctors bother him so much, is the exact quote.
Pretty sound advice for the late 1800s and early 1900s.
Yeah.
In a very general way, make the doctors leave him alone.
Yeah. And this incident ingratiates him like even further to the imperial family. And it is now like the tipping point for these nobles who are like, this motherfucker, this grifter, it has too much say, too much power. Meanwhile, like Rasputin is just bebopping along, drinking, fucking, visiting his family, handing out food and clothes and helping where he can. Being a hippie.
Yeah.
Being a hippie.
Yeah.
And they think that he's like, hang on, let me read this to you really quick. So there's this sort of convergence of opinions, making him real unpopular because he is a commoner rising way too high in influence. And he is perceived as a debauched grifter, leeching off of the royal family. And the powerful people outside the royal fam have decided he needs to fucking go. They have decided that this man is the problem. He is all of the problem. Nicholas refuses to return to St. Petersburg, will not come back to the Duma, won't listen to anybody, but he talks to Rasputin all the time.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Rasputin's probably in the palace maybe 20-30% of the time. He's just writing letters, talking to people because they're talking to him.
Yeah, I remember reading a thing where he spent a lot of time with like soldiers.
Yeah.
Like they would like play cards and shit together.
Yeah.
And then like one of his, we'll get in probably this here in a second, but one of his like attempts at the nobility to get rid of him happened like right outside of a guardhouse. Like,
yes, there was a woman that was incited to try to assassinate him. And like, I was literally just about to get into that. Thank you for that beautiful segue, Brian. I appreciate you. They decided that it is time for him to fucking go. They don't like him. And so they run like even more of a smear campaign on Rasputin because they don't like him.
Yeah.
And this woman, there are some accounts that say she's a prostitute. There are other accounts that say she's just an impoverished woman. And there are still more accounts that like nobody can get this story straight on who this lady is. But this woman comes up out of the crowd as he's like leaving, having a good time. This guardhouse, this barracks, as it were. And she fucking runs him through with a knife. Like, she guts him.
Jeez.
Like, I read one, this is how I know it was a gut shot. I read one account where it said that she stabbed him in the chest.
Yeah.
Which, given that time period, that's going to be iffy on if you're going to survive that, because you're either going to collapse the lung and get pneumonia and drown.
Yeah, depending on if you hit a bone.
Yeah.
If you stop in the bone.
If it glances off a rib bone, then yeah, you may be okay. Or if it maybe like, clips your clavicle instead. But this is how I know it's a gut shot. Because she stabs him and she basically says, like, for seducing the innocent. Because once again, our boy is a hoe.
Yeah.
And he's a known hoe. Hoe's gonna do hoe things.
Yeah.
No hate.
Granddad, she's a hoe.
Take a hoe to a hotel.
Yeah.
Hotel everybody. He really did. So she gut shots him, but he doesn't drop. He's like literally holding his entrails in.
Oh, definitely. Then,
as he runs for medical aid. Like, he runs, which, respect, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Like, this lady just came up out of nowhere, accused you of, like, witchcraft, essentially.
Yeah.
Seducing the innocent.
Or at least trickcraft. Like,
I
wanted to say tricknology, but you know what? That's a different thing altogether. Yeah.
But yeah, this knife wound almost kills him. Like, it is near fatal.
Yeah, they don't have antibiotics.
No.
At this time.
Not
I don't
antibiotics.
even think they have carbolic acid yet.
And it is almost lethal. It almost kills him.
Oof.
And the fact that it doesn't adds to his, like, villainous mythos.
Yeah, sure.
That he has somehow, like, sold his soul to be immortal.
Yeah.
No, he's just got a really resilient constitution, guys. He's a vegetarian.
Yeah. Meanwhile, any soldiers, like, yeah, sometimes you survive these things. Yeah. All the soldiers in Siberia and Eastern Russia are all going like, yeah, you survive a gut shot sometimes. You know, it's painful as hell, but not everybody dies.
Yeah, he does. So he doesn't die. And it becomes like this sort of, it's so weird that, getting stabbed in the guts, like getting stabbed in the stomach, your insides are your outsides and you're holding them in and you're running to safety and you're trying to save your own life.
Yeah.
Somehow becomes part of like your villainous lore.
Yeah. Of just like any normal man would have died. I'm just like, there's not really a way to predict that.
Yeah.
It's very strange, but like sometimes people get their like legs blown off by cannonballs and live.
Yeah.
And then sometimes people scratch themselves with a garden tool
and die.
Yeah. Like there's not really
or you're a prince with a particularly like, particular inability to clot and you fall off your horse, get a bump on your knee and die.
Yeah.
Which is not what happened to Alexei, but
it happens to people. Like people die for weird reasons all the time.
Yeah.
And don't for incredible reasons that we understand how you can survive that, but it's just the odds are pretty low. Like
that dude that took a steel, the steel.
Oh, Phineas Gage.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you.
Took a tamping rod to the dome.
I couldn't think of the word.
He was tamping down like dynamite or soil on top of it. It went off and it went straight up through his head.
And he lived and was fine.
Yeah.
Through his head.
There was the whole thing is that it changed his personality, but there's some like.
Trauma does that to people.
Also, it shattered his jaw. Like he had a hole in his head for the rest of his life. So maybe it was also the constant, incredible pain.
Yeah.
But it's how we know that the frontal lobe is part of the thing that like can change your personality. Mm-hmm. Is that it went through his frontal lobe. Had it gone further back, he would have died instantaneously. Uh-huh. But right up to the dome. But yeah, so he lives.
So Gregory. Our boy Gregory, because I hate to call him Rasputin, because Rasputin calls to mind the villain that I grew up. So I grew up knowing.
Yeah. Whereas like
Greg.
I'm imagining like the Russian of being like Gregory, like it's probably a pretty common name. Yeah.
So our boy Greg makes a full recovery. It takes time. It takes a lot of time, and it changes a lot of like how he exists because he took a knife to the stomach.
Yeah, you're gonna be a little more cautious after that.
Well, that and like just the physiology around that. Like you have taken trauma to the place where you digest things.
True.
So it changes his diet. It changes how he lives.
Good thing he wasn't a heavy drinker.
Oh, but he was.
Oh man.
Oh,
yeah.
but he was. However, he did have to give up one of his things, which was sweets. He stopped eating sweets
because he was basically had an ulcer.
And this is key information.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, you will find out. So he makes a full recovery. It takes him about a year and a half, and then like literally almost as soon as like this is done and he's back up to doing hoe things, it makes me laugh that this religious man who like, was sold to me originally as a priestly style figure.
Yeah, it's like a dark priest, a crazed lunatic priest.
The Mad Monk.
Yeah, was
it's in
fact like a gambling, drinking, whoring kind of nice guy.
Yeah. And it's so weird that because like later, like there would be a whole bunch of like essay and like rape allegations that would follow him around.
Yeah.
But none of them are substantiated.
Yeah, then that's kind of the problem of its day as well, is that it's not like there's like
there's no real
a town
documentation
paper in every place. Yeah.
Like one of the nursemaids, for like considering how little time, the time that he spent in the royal quarters and stuff, like, just going in and reading the kids' stories, talking, like letting the girls talk to him, because that appeared to be like a lot of what he did was he would just let the princesses talk to him.
Yeah.
And he would often offer like really benign religious advice, like turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
Take a moment, pray about it, breathe.
Yeah.
Move on. Like I've read a lot of his messages between the various princesses, and it all seems like really solid standard uncle advice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But one of the nursemaids, like after the big stink of somebody's sister, I want to say it was Nicholas's sister, discovering that this grown-ass man is hanging out in the nursery with the princesses, threw a wall-eyed fit, and then like shortly thereafter, one of the nursemaids accuses him of SA.
So this may be a in the house attempt to get him thrown out.
But maybe, and it kind of works because like Nicholas is like, okay, this is stupid, I know, but no more the nursery. And there is no record of Gregory fighting for anything. He's just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll chill in the gardens.
Yeah, public scrutiny.
Yeah. And like, once again, I sound like I'm defending him, but when I don't know this person at all, but there's literally no evidence that he ever put up any sort of a fight about being restricted from various areas or anything. Like there's actual evidence where he was like, I need to go home to my wife.
Yeah.
And Alexandra being like, no, I need you.
Yeah. Right. I'm a hysteric person who's also not used to hearing the word no.
Yeah.
And like that would be the other thing, is this like a nursemaid in any royal household is also a royal.
Yeah.
So like probably a member of lesser nobility, right? But like suicide, you know what I mean? Like that's like, imagine doing that in England, assaulting someone's handmaid.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. If you're just a commoner, your head's coming off.
Yeah. You are cannon fodder, my friend. No.
Yeah. Jeez.
So yeah, there's these unsubstantiated stories that follow him around about like, less than savory things. And some of them could be true. Some of them may be true. I don't know, because there's not a whole lot of record keeping speaking against him beyond what happened after he died or what started to come up after he was killed. So we don't know. I'm just giving you the hard evidence that I do have.
Yeah.
Along with my opinion.
It's my opinion.
I love you. So, in 1916, they have decided they've had the fuck enough, and there's one guy who decides to spearhead this shit. And it's so funny to me that it is who it is. You know what? Let me just dive into this. Smash cut to 1916. That's literally in my notes. That's what it says. When Prince Felix Yusupov, that's it, Yusupov. Prince.
I know I am, but what are you? No.
Prince Felix decides that because he is the richest man in all of Russia, because he has decided that because he has a reputation for being absolutely useless, like one of his nieces said it to his face. And by one of his nieces, I mean one of the princesses, as in the daughter of the Tsar.
You are a useless man, yeah.
Called him useless.
Of the royal line. He's like a boyar prince, right? Like he just owns a lot of shit.
He owns fucking everything.
Yeah.
He's so rich, it's stupid. And he didn't serve in the military. He doesn't serve on the Duma. He does
nothing but be rich and spend money.
Dick all. Yeah. And one of the princesses called him useless, and this apparently got under his skin. And he decided his reputation for being useless needed changing. So he took it upon himself that he was going to become a man of action and kill Rasputin.
Bum, bum, bum.
That seems really extreme, right? Just go join the war effort.
It seems like, because I'm sure from his perspective, he's like, this guy might replace some of us, right? And also, he's currying favor with the other members of the Duma and other young boyar family aristocrats.
There are 4 other dudes that decide, this is a good idea.
And they're all 20.
I actually don't know how old they are. I didn't look at how old they were.
I'm fucking positive.
But it cracks me up that this prince, Felix, because I'm not going to try to say his last name again. Felix has decided that because my niece, a princess, called me useless, and because my various cousins and such are also princesses and are nurses in the war effort.
Yeah.
Princess Olga, the Tsar's sister, is in the trenches as a nurse.
She's one of the ones that, if I remember,
she survives.
Yes. She makes her way to Vienna or something.
Yes, and she marries for love. And let me give you. Hang on, let me pause really quick. So Princess Olga,
she's the old woman in Anastasia.
Yes!
Yeah, that's right. I remember.
Good job. So Miss Olga gets married to a man that she does not love. She likes him well enough, but they're not in love. They're married, and also this guy is gay, and she knows, and she doesn't mind.
Yeah, cool. Okay,
they're chill.
Lavender marriage,
basically,
situation. Yeah.
Until she meets and falls in love with an army officer.
Oh,
and she's like, I am absolutely head over heels in love with you. You are my soulmate. You are the other half of me. We are forever. And he's like, I feel the same. They're absolutely in love.
Does he, or is he just she's rich as fuck?
No, he is in love with her.
Okay.
He is the reason that she joins the war effort as a nurse.
Oh, shit.
And she gets it, she gets assigned to his unit to make sure, she's a nurse. Yeah. She's treating everyone, but she's also near him. And so eventually she writes her husband and she's like, hey, can we divorce? Because we're not in love.
Yeah.
And I am in love, and I would very much like to have children with the man I'm in love with. And he goes, no.
Yeah.
And so she goes, and deals with him for another few years until she's fucking done at this point. And she writes her brother, the Tsar, and is like, so can I have a divorce?
Can you annul this? Yeah, Simi, head of the church.
And Nikki, as she called him, is like, absolutely. Yeah, babe, I got you, sis. It's Nikki. Cool. Officially annulled. And a week later, she marries this army officer, so fast.
That's kind of great, actually.
Yeah, and they are so in love. They spend the rest of their lives together. They have a mess of kids, a mess of grandkids.
If only the rest of them had done that,
right?
They probably would have saved their kingdom.
Yeah. So, and he's actually the reason she survived, because he got wind of what was going down, and he was like, absolutely not, Olga, we're leaving. And she was like, but, and he's like, no buts. Those are over his shoulder and bails.
Because that's the thing. We talk about the October Revolution as though it was just, oh my God, nobody knew. It was like, no, half of the army knew. They were tired of being used as cannon fodder.
Yeah.
Most of the higher ups thought that if these guys pull this off, we'll have a better chain of command.
Yeah.
And we won't be sent on impossible missions over what is a large, flat tundra.
Yeah.
When you look at the stuff in Europe is a little more cagey than that, but towards the southern borders, where you're talking about the fighting with Turkey and stuff, when you look at troops in that and or some of the stuff going on in the Middle East, it's like trenches over flat empty.
Yeah, it's
just
crazy.
monstrous. And you're just like, so anybody who comes up is going to get shot immediately.
Yeah, so it is absolutely no surprise at all that Olga survived because her husband went absolutely not, we're leaving.
Yeah.
And she is like later made to renounce her claim to any sort of nobility. She keeps the title though.
Sure.
Like they let her keep that, and she's just like, nope, I'm not in charge of anything. I'm gonna go be a wifey over here. Bye.
Yeah, because that would be more about the country you end up being in.
Yeah.
Is if they recognize you as a member of aristocracy.
So anyway, that was the second love story in this Russian story. Fucking the Tsar and Tsarina being absolutely in love and so bad for the country.
Yeah.
And then fucking the Grand Duchess over here being like, I'm in love with this army officer, and him being like, I'm in love with you too.
Yeah.
But we're separated by station, and also you're already married.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they literally live happily ever after.
That's good. At least one of
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So back to the little tiny, we're not useless coup. So Bro didn't act alone. 4 other noblemen were directly involved with all of this. That is Grand Duke Dmitry Pavlovich.
Okay.
Me struggling with these last names. It's always the last name too. The first name I can get usually pretty good.
I imagine it especially fucks with you because some of their letters are backwards, and yeah.
The second of which being Vladimir Persevich. There we go. Somewhere around in there. He's a member of the Duma.
Oh.
And then a Dr. Stanislaus de Losvert.
Okay.
His name confuses me because it's like, it's German at the beginning and then we're Spain and French.
Yeah, who knows?
Your name is confusing, sir. And then Lieutenant Sergei Skotin.
Now we're back to normal names
Skotin.
for the area.
Nope, I'm saying it wrong. But anyway, Lieutenant Sergei.
Yeah.
All of them wanted Nicholas to return to St. Petersburg and actually listen to the Duma about anything at all. They were having absolutely no luck. So they were very frustrated. So they decided, you know what? We're just going to take out the problem the thing that we think is the problem, which is Rasputin.
Yeah, because I wonder how much they're like convinced that the military waywardness of Nicholas is kind of coming from him. But like, it wasn't. He was just kind of dumb. Like, I hate to say that about a person who ends up pretty tragically, but like.
And I'm sure there were probably a couple of instances, at least, where Rasputin probably had no fucking idea what advice to give, so he just gave Nicholas what he wanted to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody on this planet has done that at least once.
Yeah, and this guy is, from the stuff that I've read about him, he kind of comes off as a little bit of a confidence man.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, and that's what they do.
Yep.
They tell you what you want to hear. And then usually, you know, in this case, he didn't even have to come up with any kind of like sudden urgency because the kid is providing this all the time.
Yeah.
So
Alexandra is probably providing this all the time.
Right.
Because like I said, it's literally on record. You can Google that right now. Like Tsar Nicholas, better to have 10 Rasputins than one of Alexandra's fits.
It is straight up fact that their family gets hit by like 3 or 4 con men.
Mm-hmm.
And mostly their family is better for having been hit by con men.
It's crazy,
that's
right?
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're just like, holy shit, you guys will believe anything. Like,
yeah.
That's crazy shit. But like,
it's because it legit sounds like the smart one survived. And I feel bad about saying that, but
well, the one that got out into the world.
Yeah.
You know, like
she was a nurse in the trenches.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Probably several of the Boyers, their beef with what's going on is that Nicholas is not up to their standards.
They are famously disconnected from the world.
Yeah.
Like I was reading parts of autobiographies.
Yeah.
Especially from Olga's point of view, which how she would describe how she grew up. And I was just like, how did you survive the like cultural whiplash of going from being a princess, being the Grand Duchess, being a noble to being a fucking army wife?
That's a lot of, yeah.
Like, my hat's off to you, madam, because that had to be like culture shock. So they decide these 5 dudes hatch a plot to use our boy's vices against him. It is well known that Grigory Rasputin likes to party.
Yeah.
He likes to party and he likes to pray.
In that order.
Literally, actually.
Yeah.
Like, that is...
Right. According to his own philosophy,
Yeah.
you do the bad stuff first.
Yes, he must sin so he can experience the ecstasy of repenting.
It's a strange thing to be like party. Normally the Catholic thing is like you sin on Saturday and
Pray about it on Sunday.
Pray about it on Sunday. But his whole thing is like, that's just more party.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's wanting this is part of it. He's like, no, the ecstasy of incredible repentance is what I'm after.
Yes. So I must
I kind of dig it.
Right? It doesn't sound so bad coming at it from a modern perspective. So Gregory likes to know people. He is a people person from all of these accounts. Like he likes to socialize, he likes to party. He obviously likes women.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all singing that song, We know it. Ra ra Rasputin.
I want you to know that that's what this, like, I'm not even kidding. I have no pencil with me today.
Yeah.
I have none. There's no possible way for me to have just written this.
It's the title of the page. It even has a date mark. Ra ra Rasputin 1230. That's crazy.
So yeah, and Lieutenant Sergei very, very, very famously has a very pretty, very young, very popular wife who likes to host parties. Her name is Irina. And Rasputin has never met her. And from the account that I read of this, now granted, what I'm about to report to you on, I'm so uncomfortable saying that.
This from St. Petersburg.
Comes from a couple of different sources. It comes from the book that he will write later. His account of the entire thing. The autopsy reports, and then just kind of like general historical fact-checking, like through police reporting. Don't necessarily know how good that is in 1916, but here we are.
Great, yeah.
So there's also this video that I will send you if you want of people that have digitally reconstructed this entire night from. I'm not sure where they got it. I presume they're using.
Oh no, I remember this being like a History Channel thing.
Yeah,
yeah. For a long time ago, because it's like a 3D graphic, but like kind of crappy. And he's like wandering through the snow, and then there's a gunshot.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you've seen it too.
I was there back in the day. I remember it.
I was there. So yeah. It was pretty great. It was pretty entertaining. I'm not necessarily sure how much of that is speculation versus fact, but here we go. Rasputin wants to meet Irina. He wants to meet Irene.
Yeah.
He wants to meet her, chill with her, party, whatever. And they invite him to this party. They give him this invitation. They're like, no, you must come. You must come. And Rasputin, being the dude bro frat guy that he is, he's just like, yeah, totally. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Let's go. Fuck yeah. Yeah. Party. Woo! I'm going to go pray about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got myself. So they set up, they do this crazy, like Ocean's 11 style heist to pull this shit off. They go to Felix's house, his great big palace, right? And he has this man cave downstairs, this basement apartment style thing that he has set up for like social interactions. There's actually pictures of it online if you want to look at it. And it looks like a little cafe. It looks like a little bar. It looks like a party spot because that's what it is.
Yeah.
They cater this place. They deck out the basement apartment as if a dinner party has just finished and the staff hasn't quite made it down to clean up yet. And when I say that, they set out, like this dinner party doesn't happen. Okay. There are no other guests. It is just the 5 of them and Rasputin. Okay. They set out half-drunk champagne glasses, wine glasses, water glasses, plates that have like little bits of food still on them. They have a little like buffet set out that looks like it's been picked over and eaten on. Like they do the most to make it look like the dinner party has just gone upstairs and continued the party. And why? Because they have music playing upstairs. They have lights on up there. They have done the fucking most. So when Rasputin gets there fashionably late as her, or he arrives kind of near abouts the time that they told him to, he gets there and he thinks, oh, I'm late. I just missed dinner. And they're like, no, stay, eat. You're a busy man. Do what you need to, eat, please. Let me chill with you while you eat. And we'll talk and we'll have fun and then we can go upstairs and you can meet Sergei's wife and, socialize. And they feed him wine, various foods. There's pastries and cakes. All of it is laced with arsenic.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
They decided that poison would be the cleanest and the fastest way to get rid of this guy, right? So they have laced all of his food with arsenic. Now, you and I both know that arsenic acts fast.
Yeah.
Like, there is immediate discomfort and pain, quickly followed by systems shutting down.
But pain in the gut,
Mm-hmm.
which he would just maybe even assume is from his wound.
Well, here's the thing. He never touches the cake, which is where most of the arsenic is, because he no longer eats sweets because it upsets his stomach.
Very cool. Okay.
There is also...
And he doesn't eat meat either. So he's... Yeah. Okay. It's awesome.
So their plan is kind of foiled by his just general diet now. However, it's also in the wine, according to Felix's account of things. However, 1 hour stretches into 2. 2 hours stretches into 3. Rasputin shows absolutely no signs of this poison working at all. We heard the rumor that he was immortal, but this is impossible. How is he not ill? So Felix excuses himself for just a moment, runs upstairs, talks to his conspirators. Guys, it's been 2.5 hours. He's fucking fine. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Why is this not working? Give it more time. No, I don't want to give it more time. He's getting suspicious. Why he can't come upstairs and socialize? What are we doing? Fuck it. Sergei, give me your gun. The poison
done that.
has not worked at all. So he goes back downstairs. According to his account, fires 4 shots, 2 of which miss, 1 of which catches him through the heart and drops him. Sounds like he just got a chest shot.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, he's dead. Okay, cool. Woo! It's done. Messier, louder than we intended, but it's done. Until Rasputin cracks an eye open, gets up, swings on Felix, and bolts. Thus begins the rather exciting and action-packed portion of this, because Felix claims that Rasputin assaults him.
Yeah, he punches him.
You just fucking shot him.
Yeah. Assault in the general sense of I got attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Runs out.
Yeah.
He had to have had something in his pocket. Because the thing is, when you wear bulletproof armor, if something hits you up close really hard, a lot of times it just knocks you out.
Yeah.
It knocks you to the ground. And because it hurts, right? It's like somebody hitting you in the chest with a hammer. It's not piercing, but the impact of it hurts.
Yeah. So he makes it all the way upstairs and out into the snowy courtyard and almost makes it to the gate before he's felled by 4 more shots.
God damn.
8 bullets. Allegedly, only 2 of them have struck him at this point. And that is where he still has not died. So Felix and the other 4 conspirators grab clubs and anything they can possibly find and proceed to beat this man who will not die. And they beat him until he is black and blue, he is at their feet. Unconscious? Dead, maybe? I don't know. At this point, they wrap him up, throw him in the trunk of a car, and drive down to the river, where they toss him into a hole in the ice, thinking the job is done. And then they go back and clean up the party and burn one of his boots and his coat.
Yeah, to get rid of evidence that isn't going to flow down the river for a month.
And somewhere in this, the police show up because of the gunshots and are like, what the hell happened? And one of the guys comes clean to the police officer and says, we've killed Rasputin. And according to this account, the police officer goes, I didn't hear nothing. I don't know nothing. I'm out.
I believe this. And I say that because this is imperial business. I'm not getting wrapped up in this shit. I'm going home.
And so 3 days later, Rasputin's body is fished out of the river. And this is where Felix's account, the urban legends, and then the autopsy report all kind of go, huh? At each other? Because Felix's account lines up with very little. It feels very embellished, or maybe trauma has altered your memory in some way.
Or you're trying to sell a book.
Bingo.
Yeah.
That was my thought.
Liars publish crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the autopsy report, however, says that there is only 2 bullet wounds on this man. There's one in his chest and another in his forehead.
Okay.
And that forehead shot is not like shot in the back of the head. It is close range to his forehead because there is gunpowder on his skin.
Oh, yeah. Felix walked up to him, popped him in the fucking skull.
Yeah.
Or shot him in the chest, then walked up and in his chair popped him in the skull.
Yeah.
Or they did all of this outside because there was no blood or
Yeah. And
yeah, fuck this. The poison shit is just to vilify him. Yeah, like that's
the autopsy report revealed that there was no arsenic in his system.
Absolutely not a drop. Yeah.
The autopsy report also.
That's amazing. I've never heard this before, but 100% I can see how this played out in my head. Come outside with me. Let's take a little walk.
Yeah.
Pop.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why they burned his coat. There's a fucking hole in it. Yeah.
And his boot.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, just throw it away. Why'd you burn it? It's gonna stink. So yeah, the autopsy report also like denies the urban legend that he was still alive when he was thrown in the river, and like the river is what killed him, rather than all of the gunshots and the trauma and shit.
Yeah.
He did not drown in the river. There was no water found in his his lungs at all. There is also a pervasive urban legend around Rasputin that you and I both mentioned vaguely.
Oh, his giant...
Where he was emasculated
before
he was thrown in the river. That is false.
There's no cock in a jar.
The cock in a jar that is in the like mythological sort of collection of a museum somewhere.
It's got to be like a horse or something.
It is not actually a cock. It's sea sponges.
Oh, great. Awesome. Because they kind of look like that and also squirt. Yeah. Like when you pick them up out of the water, they do this weird
I went,
come on your hand thing.
Do you know what my Google history looks like right now? It's a fucking mess because I went after that one because I was like, none of the other urban legends are true. I need to know if this one is true.
Yeah.
It is not. He was not emasculated. The autopsy report did not report that there was anything missing.
I bet the reason they said that whole thing, and he only died once we threw him in the river, was because that's like an old like Strigoi thing and vampire thing is they can't cross water. If you throw them in the water, they die. It's also how like witches die. You throw them in water.
Thank you.
You're trying to vilify them.
That is exactly my thought.
Amazing.
Exactly.
Old-fashioned Russian mob pop.
Yep.
Yeah. One in the heart, shoot him in the head to make sure he's dead. Yeah.
All of that. He was 47 years old. And by like all of the written accounts, a pretty chill dude. Who just so happened to be a little creepy in pictures. But in person, Uncle Gregory.
Awesome. Oh my God.
And his daughter, if you'll recall correctly, when Maria, when she grew up and moved to LA and became a lion tamer, came out and publicly decried all of this shit. Like, Felix's entire book was like, absolutely not. No, that is not what happened. Like he claims in the book that like that Rasputin gorged himself on cake and wine down in that basement party section.
Sure,
and they had laced all of it with arsenic, like it was heavy with it, and he ate it and experienced absolutely nothing.
But he was such a party guy. People would know that he didn't eat sweets.
You'd think, right?
Yeah, like
it was his daughter that came forward and said, my father couldn't eat sweets. Like after he was stabbed, it upsets it. He didn't really like them to begin with. Right. And then after he was stabbed, they upset his stomach. Being
a guy from Siberia and not being raised with a lot of sugary food, I'm sure he didn't eat a lot of sweets.
Yep.
That's so fucking...
And if I recall what I read correctly, and I'm riffing at this point, we've hit the end of my notes. Like, we're done. If I recall correctly, she is the one that released the telegraphs of his correspondence with the royal family, of him just being very, very, very fatherly, very uncle.
And that lines up a little bit better with the nurse.
Yep.
And what she was saying about the whole, about her probably limited dealings with Grigory Rasputin. But like, that's, wow. That last bit about like, of just the one in the fucking chest, one in the head, I've never heard that before. Yep. That makes so much more sense.
2 bullets. too, and you can see them in the pictures because there are pictures of his body. There is a gunshot.
She's probably very
right
well
there.
preserved for like a floater, basically. But
Yeah,
like in the
his
middle of winter,
hands are up like this.
yeah,
Like there's a myth, an urban legend that apparently he was like still alive when they fished him out of the water, and like died making the sign of the cross.
yeah.
That was sub-zero temperatures, freezing water, and rigor mortis.
Yeah, all the strongest muscles pulled together, and that looks like T-Rex hands. Yeah, that's sorry.
So this was a wild read for me. Like I knew one of us was going to do Rasputin eventually.
Yeah.
YouTube just decided that it was going to be me, and it was going to be this week.
That's so quiet. You know what I love too with the sea cucumber thing? That's a common thing in like anime when they want to do a little bit of fan service and be kind of gross and sexy and funny, but they don't want to put anything like that because usually the crowd and the thing is too, anime centers on younger people.
It's usually a face shot with
somebody
something.
picks up a sea cucumber and it does that.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing.
Like they tested it. It's a fucking sea cucumber.
Sea cucumber. Thank you so much.
You're
this
very
is
welcome.
Great. This is fucking great.
Happy Morbid Monday, you guys.
I made a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Fuck. That's the thing, too, is that there's not really a way to lace, like, vegetables.
Yeah.
Because, like...
This man was a known vegetarian.
Arsenic...
And a heavy drinker.
And arsenic tastes. It's not tasteless. So, it kind of is. But it's... You can't put it in, like, broth. You're going to be able to notice. It's got to be, like, alcohol.
Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. If you're a heavy drinker, like if you have alcoholic gastritis, which Gregory probably did because he was a heavy drinker, that's going to neutralize some of the arsenic. BT dubs.
Does it really just for sheer acid or that?
It's the lack of acid.
That's because there's nothing to dissolve it into the blood. Oh man, that's
so. Even if they had arsenicked him, which they didn't because the autopsy report showed no evidence of it. Now, granted, this is an autopsy report from 1916. However, arsenic powder has been around for a very, very, very long time.
Very documented.
Physicians know what to look for because if you'll recall, it also has another name.
That's right.
Inheritance powder.
We covered this in our Aqua Tofana episode that you could tell from the autopsy if a person had died from either cyanide or arsenic. Because
Bingo.
It does very specific things to the body. That's fucking awesome.
Isn't it great?
It's excellent.
You can see why there's 9 pages of this now.
Yeah. Also there's so much mystique around like, oh, he's so invulnerable, but like you can survive a shallow cut to the stomach.
Well, no, it wasn't shallow. Like if the report is to be believed, like he was holding his guts in, like she like and wrenched up.
Yeah.
It was near fatal. Like he was hospitalized and they were like, "Oh, he gonna die." And he didn't die.
I could kind of see I kind of see that as.
But there's also a report that said it was a chest shot too. So I don't know which one to go with beyond. I'm going to go with his daughter's words because she said after he was stabbed, his stomach was very sensitive.
Yeah. I believe it's a gut shot. I don't believe his like guts were spilling out in that way. The thing is like that's like a hernia, right? Like, a small hole can have your gut spilling out. But also, if you rip across the intestines, you're definitely going to die.
Yeah, you're going to take septic in hours and die.
Yeah, but if you get a piercing hole from a small knife in the stomach, there's a good chance you'll live.
Yeah,
because yikes, or just if it rips across your skin here or any other place, that's not instantly fatal. Because the whole spill your guts out thing is very much a slashing thing. Even then, just the fact, like, you can survive. People survive getting shot in the sternum and stuff and getting stabbed in the sternum, usually with medical help. But no one's surviving a fuck ton of arsenic. And then also...
being shot?
Yeah, if you walk down to the basement to go shoot a guy, it's not going to be like, and I fired 4 times and missed him. And I was like, nah, I didn't have,
Yeah, his book is published. Like, you can go read his account of it. I read pieces of it.
That's so crazy.
I have a couple of quotes for you from the book that I meant to put in here, but I was having such a fun time, like, watching your face while I was telling you this. Yeah.
It makes way more sense that, like, 4 big guys drug you out into the snow and shot you.
Okay, so this is an excerpt from the book itself. We decided that poison was the surest means of killing him without leaving any trace of murder. In our house, we chose the place of execution, which was the basement. And I was fitting up an apartment in the basement, which lent itself admirably to the accomplishment of our scheme. We agreed to give Rasputin a sufficient dose of cyanide.
Okay, so cyanide, not arsenic.
My bad. I had the wrong one. Cyanide of potassium to kill him instantly. I was to remain alone with him while he was in my house, and the others would stand by to come to my aid if needed. And then later, because he would not die, apparently, the devil who was dying of poison, who had a bullet in his heart, must have been raised from the dead by the powers of evil. There was something appalling and monstrous in his diabolical refusal to die. Bro, just say you missed.
Yeah. Yeah, just be like, I shot him in the chest, and it didn't go through his heart, but it, like, pierced part of his lung, and he was still alive, and then was thrashing about, and so I plugged him in the dome. Like, that's what happened.
It's the headshot one for me, because we know.
Yeah.
Not with a bullet that big.
Yeah.
This is 1916. Those bullets are huge.
Yeah, guys are carrying around like 44s and 45s. And right, this is before they realized that a faster bullet is deadlier.
Yeah.
So that everything is like a fucking giant lead shot. And, like the fucking old Colts that shot this like government round that was giant. And you're just like, why? What are you shooting?
I know enough about guns to know that in 1916, those bullets were honking.
Or they were tiny.
Or they were itty bitty.
Or they were like purse gun and they carried no weight behind them.
But nah, you can see the size of the bullet hole in Rasputin's head. So yeah, that was rah rah Rasputin, guys.
It makes a lot more sense at the end of the song when they're like rah rah Rasputin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think about those gunshots every time now.
I know, right? Shit, you didn't know. I didn't know he was married. I didn't know he had children. I had no clue. I thought that he was just some dude.
Yeah.
Like legit going into this, like I was, like I said, at the very, very beginning of this, I was coming from it from the DreamWorks perspective of that man is a lich.
Yeah. Dancing around his fucking bone factory with his like orange or green, like fluorescent.
Green.
Yeah, because it looked like all nuclear the whole time. It's just like, I've sold my soul for this little vial. And
Das Vidanya, Anya, your grace. I can still sing every song from that movie, by the way.
Crazy. Also,
the entire soundtrack to that movie was peak.
The lady who sings the like ending theme for that, they gave
Once
her
Upon a December.
They gave her a title in Rolling Stone magazine and a couple of other things, which is the most unknown platinum artist that you've never heard of. And because like she was a major, if you've ever in the 90s or 2000s, if you walked into an elevator, you would hear her music playing in the elevator because so many of her songs were royalty free.
Dude, fucking DreamWorks hit it big with the music because Prince of Egypt was also like,
yeah. Oh my God, what a good movie.
So yeah, that was the image of Rasputin that I had going into this.
Yeah.
And now that I have done, a weekend's worth of research on this and am by no means an expert at all.
But
he was just kind of a slutty frat bro, dude.
Forever we're gonna be like, every time we hear that, they've got his dick in a jar, and we're like, sea cucumber.
It's a sea cucumber.
Everybody who hears this now will know. Also, for like further study, Behind the Bastards did a really good one on
Did
him.
they?
Yeah.
I would love to hear that.
That's the only reason I know anything about this is because he did a whole thing on Nicholas.
Hey.
Not on Rasputin, but on Tsar Nicholas, and what kind of a
dude, Tsar Nicholas, like I looked at so I've known like what the royal family looked like. I'm very, very familiar with the royal family side of this, which is, how I'm a little bit biased towards Alexandra and Nicholas. Like, that was a love story, a tragic one, a little toxic. But, they loved each other. And that is the only basis I had for this. And then coming at it from the Rasputin angle.
Yeah.
Rasputin didn't want any of that smoke. That bitch was dramatic.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you for this.
You are welcome. I enjoyed it so much.
Jeez, man. Well, if you are listening to this, please like and subscribe. Again, apologies for missing that week of posting and the fact that I can't see any of you who are not on YouTube. So
we apologize.
I can only see the downloads, which not everybody downloads. So
like, it's not your fault that it didn't go.
Yeah, I've pushed the button. I've put in all the tags. And then Sunday morning, I had to go, boop, publish. Because it just didn't do it. And I was like, okay, whatever. So, yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us on this episode.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with this. I really did. I'm not exaggerating when I said that that Anastasia was the movie, the DreamWorks movie, was like a very formative part of my childhood. Like not only like costuming wise, but just kind of, music and animation and
Yeah.
stylistically. DreamWorks really only knew how to draw like two men.
Yeah. But they did. You know what I really always enjoyed about it?
Was fine as fuck though.
He was a lot of people's but so they always did things like trains and cars and guns and stuff with such incredible detail.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only one that I can really give that level of award to was like the Cowboy Bebop movie.
Oh yeah,
because man, that was so accurate that my dad watched that with me, having never seen any anime, and was able to name the guns.
That's awesome.
And he was like, "That's a real gun." I was like, "Yeah, they do a lot of like really good work on this."
All right, thank you guys for joining us. We do appreciate you. I had a blast, Ryan.
Yep.
I think you had
fun. Yeah.
If your hair is any story.
Oh, I've never even brushed it this morning. I got like 2-day beard. I think I'm wearing some kind of flax tunic.
You are a little Robin Hood today.
Yeah, just
not gonna
a little
lie.
bit.
All right, you guys have a great day. Thank you. Bye.
Hey, this is Brian from Morbid Mondays. If you like the show, please consider stopping by at our Ko-fi account. That's ko-fi/Morbid Mondays. It's $1 a month, or just any one-time tip. And if you would like to help us fund our future endeavors or just want to show a little bit of appreciation, awesome. Thank you so much for listening. And if you don't. Whatever. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening.